Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Jay is off tonight. More than 900 rural Montana customers and thousands of people in other states will now get to keep their only line of communication. Today, Verizon reversed its decision to cut services to customers whose primary use of their cell phones is outside the company's service area. Now, that announcement brings a sigh of relief as Verizon planned to terminate those contracts because customers were costing more than they were paying. That initial cutoff deadline, October 17th. That is until Montana Senator Jon Tester sent a letter demanding answers. Verizon responded today, announcing the company will continue to serve Montanans and will not terminate service for rural customers.
Verizon has offered up a solution to this problem where people can still get the service, the folks that live in rural America, and still be able to communicate with the rest of the world. This is really important, and I think Verizon understands that rural America is very, very important to their business model, and I'm glad that they stepped up. I'm glad they listened to the concerns of myself and the customers out there.
Verizon says now it will extend the deadline to switch providers to December 1st and let customers stay on the network, although they must switch to a new service plan. A local marijuana dispensary will continue to serve patients following a court victory today. Judge Greg Todd signed a preliminary injunction that blocks the city of Billings from implementing a ban on the sale of the drugs within city limits. Montana advanced caregivers, along with a medical marijuana patient, were granted their request today to bring the issue back into court. In the meantime, the city council ordinance cannot take effect. The council approved a decision in August to prevent any marijuana dispensaries from operating inside the city limits. Montana caregivers cited financial hardship to the business, and the patient involved in the lawsuit said her health would be negatively impacted by the ordinance. Well, on this first day of fall, we got some rain and some snow across Montana. Ed McIntosh in for Bob tonight to bring us a look.
Yeah, we had a lot to look at too, or maybe not, but so much we could see at times thanks to all the clouds around. Showers across the region as well as we tried to get a little bit of moisture on the ground. Rain was fairly heavy in some places, and in fact we had some fairly big totals. Park County up to 2.2 inches of rainfall, Carbon County up to 1.5 inches, and even here in Yellowstone County you saw a few locations that hit more than 1.5 inches of rain. Then snow in some areas near Cook City, 6 to 20 inches of snow into the foothill areas, and that was a lot of wet, heavy snow too. Closer look at what's to come for the weekend coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ed. Well, this burst of winter-like weather on this first day of fall has shut down roads in Yellowstone National Park. MTN's Kenneth Webb trekked out there today to bring us a look.
Thanks, guys. I'm Kenneth Webb, standing next to Public Affairs Officer for Yellowstone National Park, John Schaefer. John, much of the park is seeing snowfall today under a winter weather advisory, and majority of the park is suffering from road closures, except for a few areas today. Is that correct?
That's correct. So all park roads are closed with the exception of the road that runs from Gardner to Mammoth, the road that runs from the west entrance to Norris, and the road that runs from the west entrance to Old Faithful.
Oh, wow. So you guys have picked up quite a few inches of snowfall. Is that pretty much impacting tourists from coming into the park today?
It's hard to say at this point. There are a lot of people who plan their visits to Yellowstone months or years ahead of time, and we'll have to see exactly how they are able to access the park.
At any given point, people should plan ahead for any kind of season here at Yellowstone National Park.
Yep, that's right. Conditions are changing here, and people can find out about what current conditions on the road will be by going to our website at go.nps.gov/yellroads.
And that's for any kind of information as far as weather, road conditions. That's some great information if you want to head down to Yellowstone to get into the park. That's some great information. Thank you so much, John, for being here with me. And that'll do it for here at Yellowstone National Park. Kenneth Webb, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kenneth. In other news tonight, a lame deer man hospitalized after an assault on Sunday has died. The FBI identified the victim today as 30-year-old Ozzie Lee Wilson. Wilson was injured Sunday morning at a residence in Lame Deer, and one man is in custody of the BIA Northern Cheyenne Police. The suspect's name has not been released and no charges have been filed. A Texas man is behind bars tonight accused of stabbing a Billings bartender who intervened when the suspect assaulted a woman. 31-year-old Aaron Billy Joe Perry made his initial appearance in Yellowstone County Justice Court on 2 counts of assault. It happened around 2 a.m. at Daisy Duke's on Broadway. Witnesses say Perry punched a female patron at the bar when she said she wasn't interested in him. The security guard attempted to break up the disturbance, and Perry allegedly stabbed the guard in the leg. Perry fled the scene and was apprehended a short time later. He was taken to the hospital for his injuries, where he was overheard bragging about hitting the woman. The stabbing victim had to undergo surgery this morning. Perry is held at the Yellowstone County Jail. An afternoon rim rescue ended with 1 woman taken to the hospital. It happened sometime after 2 o'clock off of Highway 3 and above 17th Street West. Billings Battalion Chief Ed Regal says the woman walked down to a crevice below the rims and could not get back to the highway. He says the woman was found unconscious and did not appear to have fallen. Fire crews used ropes and rescue basket to make their way up the steep slope to the top of the rims. Finally, we have some relief from the fires that devastated much of the state this summer, but the fight is long from over. Q2's Samantha Harrelson introduces us to the founders of a Billings business doing what they can to give back to the community they love.
Growing up, my dad had like a small woodworking shop, so I'd kind of play around, but no like formal training or anything like that, just kind of learning the basics and then just going from there.
And Logan Grant started Ironbark Designs back in 2013 with nothing more than the love of their state.
Both being from Montana, we love the state, a lot of state pride. Pretty much all Montanans seem to have it. And just the outdoors has inspired a lot of ours with the trees, the moose, all of our designs, the 406, the heart. And neither of us have any metal background, but we always like the look of the wood and the metal.
Their work starts with shaped and stained wood pallets. Then they design the metal cutouts on a computer, load them into this machine, which then takes over, taking an idea and carving it into reality.
Before, I think there was a lot of restrictions as far as growth because it's a sparsely populated state, but you know, we've shipped to anywhere from Florida, Connecticut, Alaska, all corners of the U.S. We're able to do that. And a lot of that is Montana stuff going where people are from there but want a little piece of home.
It's the couple's love for Montana that inspired them when wildfires devastated the state this summer.
We're taking all of our brand sales and we're donating 25% to the fires for anything that's sold for farms or ranches.
I grew up with farming, ranching background. A lot of my family has that. Grew up in a community full of that, so we know how much that means, and there's always great neighbor helping neighbor, and yeah, we can't be there helping them out, but this is the small part that we can do, and that's kind of the great thing about Montanans and small businesses in general. They're really generous as far as helping out their local community and, you know, beyond as much as they can.
In Billings, Samantha Harrelson, MTN News.
Thanks, Sammy. Now, while most of their sales are online, they do sell some products at Aspinwall in downtown Billings. You can head to ktvq.com for some direct links. A Cody man is on the road today, halfway to Iowa, where he plans to deliver a larger-than-life sculpture. James Marsico has been a full-time taxidermist and sculpture artist since the 1970s. Now his Yellowstone-inspired bronzes can be found coast to coast, many of them on display at high schools and universities across the U.S. On Monday, Marsico will help unveil his nearly 8-foot-tall bronze ram sculpture at Dubuque High School. The alumni board raised the $50,000 needed to buy the big ram, which weighs hundreds of pounds. Marsico says the sculpture cost him about $25 grand to make. One of the biggest rewards for this artist, though, is seeing the spectators along the way.
It's great, and we love making the trip because everywhere we stop, at the motels and the gas stations and the restaurants, people always come out and look at the sculpture. It's a really neat feeling. Makes you feel like you've done something.
Although we couldn't see the ram, we'll hopefully see it tonight at 10 o'clock or head to ktvq.com. The ram is one of 20 in the series. 9 of them are placed at educational institutions across the country. Well, up next on Q2, it seems some inspiration will fall from the sky this weekend, and we don't mean rain. And later in sports, Scott sets up a heavy night of high school football and checks in with a pair of Billings brothers playing for the Bobcats.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green.